Even if some random process could put together just one of these 5 components, it takes engineering and intelligence to join these 5 parts together so that the sound waves from speech could be heard and then immediately interpreted as communication in our minds.
No, there was no intelligence necessary, nor even possible. Instead, there were evidently sequential stages of development, building on and improving upon previously established systems. If a god had created them all, then some birds could have mammal ears, or vice versa, or they could all have the same design. The reason we don't see that is not because God couldn't do it, but because evolution couldn't do it.
The eye might even be more convincing, containing hundreds of parts that had to be assembled to create the overall purpose and function for seeing.
Except that it doesn't take any collection of parts that have to be assembled. The simplest and most primitive eyes are not even organs, but mere organelles, an element of unicellular organisms. Then we have photosensitive cells and multicellular animals too, followed by multicellular eyes in a sequence of numerous gradations, from the simplest imperfect eyes to very well-refined complex eyes, with each grade being useful and each variation being inherited and modified to be even more useful, just as Darwin himself predicted. And since Darwin said that, the evolution of the eye has been very well explained repeatedly ad nauseum by myriad biologists. I've explained it myself a few times earlier in this series, so there's no need for me to repeat this yet again. Just look it up and learn something.
Random chance certainly doesn't have the intelligence needed for assembling different parts into a cohesive, interdependent system for sight to work.
There is no intelligence necessary because we're not talking about any assembly of parts, but rather development of affectations over a seemingly infinite series of experiments, generations of trial and error, wherein defects are eliminated to accumulate minor improvements on an original incidental design.